Hi, I'm Milenia, your host of the podcast Raiden Living. I want to welcome you to a space where you will find conversations of testimonials of growth, inspirational stories that have helped me, and other stories that will sprinkle laughter, spice, and tears. This is a space where you will find tools that can help you navigate your wellness journey. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, welcome back to Radiant Living with Elenia. I'm really happy for this episode. I have Lara and Nina, who are my special guests today. They are the founders of Form Studio, the Pilates studio, and we'll get to know more from you. We'll get to learn and hear from you. Hi, how are you? Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having
Hi.
us.
Thank you.
You're
So
very
happy to be here.
we made it.
Yeah.
So, what's been going on? So many things happening, right? Thank you for making the time right now for coming here to Radiant Living. I would like to start with a question. If you could share something or a bit where you grew up and how it shaped who you are today.
I was born in Paris. I have a German father and a French mother. And then I left Paris when I was 8 years old to move to the south of France, did my whole school life there. And then I studied in London for 3.5 years until COVID hit. And
Mhm.
then I met my ex-boyfriend in London who was from Geneva. And then during the whole COVID period, we moved back to Geneva and yeah, haven't left since.
Wow, you like it, Geneva?
Yeah. I hated it at first. I really hated it.
Yeah.
Also I moved to a place where I didn't really know anyone. My friends were his friends, so it was very hard to meet people. And during COVID, it was even harder, to be honest. So, but now I love it. Once you have your routine, once you have, your kind of friend group, once you have your whole circle, it's really nice. It's
Mm.
the center of Europe, so it's also nice to leave on weekends.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's what we always say. What's great about Geneva? It's super close from the airport.
And it's very central.
Yeah.
And what about you, Lara?
So I'm Swiss. I grew up in Zurich. Always did a lot of sports, I did ice skating professionally until I was 15. So really from an early age on, like a lot of discipline, I always had to like make time for everything because everything was like planned. I was training like 19 hours a week,
Wow.
so super busy. And then when I was 15, I had to get a surgery on my spine. It was something that I was born with it, but no one knew. And then the intense training just like made it worse and worse. And then I had to get surgery, and they told me, you can continue, but not on the same level. But then I was like, either I do it the way I was doing it,
Yes.
or I stop completely. And then at like 15, I had like my whole life was ice skating. That was like, I was
Wow.
supposed to after school, like become professional and everything. So then at 15, I had like a switch. I had to like rethink my life. Then went to high school in Zurich. Afterwards, I studied business, also in Zurich at University of Zurich. Did an exchange year in Brazil. Came back, and then I moved to Geneva about 5 years ago, which was supposed to be temporarily. It was supposed to be for an internship of now my husband. But then we just stayed. It got longer, extended. And then, yeah, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I was like, okay, we're leaving now.
Mhm.
But then I met Nina,
We'll talk about
and yeah,
that.
exactly. And now I'm here, and now I love Geneva as well. But it was very hard in the beginning as well.
Geneva could be a hard city to love,
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you
sometimes.
come like without knowing anyone. Yeah,
Yes.
not easy.
Not easy, but you're finally here. You have so many things in common. but with different backgrounds. So, how did you come with the idea to create and just go in the entrepreneur journey of building something from nothing? How did your vision come to life?
I think, I mean, when I first moved to Geneva, I was working in a real estate company and then eventually broke up with this ex-boyfriend. And then I kept thinking, okay, what do I do? Do I move back to London? Do I go back to the south of France? Do I go to Paris? I was very confused, didn't really know what I wanted to do. But I had since about a year an idea in my head where I really wanted to open like a wellness cafe, wellness hub, something with the wellness industry. And then during this 1 year break where I was a bit unsure where I wanted to go, I did my Pilates teacher training. And I attended a lot of Pilates classes here in Geneva. And so I was like, okay, it would be super nice to maybe like open a reformer studio here if I find a good space, because it is very hard to find nice spaces here.
Yes.
And then things just happened step by step. And then the classes that I attended here, Lara was the teacher. And then we sat down and yeah,
She
we
was your
just
student.
yeah, I was her student at first for sure. And then I went to do my teacher training in Paris,
Cool.
and then I came back and we sat down.
Yeah, I think it was like the second or third class that she
Yeah.
like took of mine.
Mhm.
Like this is 2.5 years ago, yeah. And like we didn't know each other. And then like once we just like after class we were like, oh, let's talk, like let's talk a bit. And then we realized we have like really like similar vision. She told me that she was thinking of maybe opening something if I was interested, maybe to teach there and everything. Because for me, it wasn't really like forms to opening a business now wasn't really planned because at that point I wanted to leave Geneva. I always thought that maybe one day I'm gonna open a studio, but it was more like a
In the
thought
long
of if I would
term.
like move to Brazil, like move
Yes.
back to Brazil with my husband, because there it's also not easy, like the job market and everything. So to do your own thing basically is the way to go there. So I didn't really like plan it. It was just like right place, right time. We started
Right
talking.
people, right person.
Right person
No,
for sure.
There were so many things in common that
Yeah.
we had. Like I had the name Form Studio with a beige background. She had her Pilates teacher Instagram. It was the same font with the same beige background.
Wow.
I have an uncle that lives in Brazil, so I've been going there since I'm 4. She has a Brazilian husband. So there were just so
Everything
many
clicked.
things in common
Everything,
that
yeah.
linked. And then we were super lucky because there was this one space that I had visited prior. We went together. We loved it. It worked out. First space, like it was very good.
Yeah. No.
It's like when you have all the things aligning your way.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
intuition, like,
Yeah.
did you feel
Yeah.
in your heart that it was just like, this
Yeah.
is it?
Like
This is
basically we didn't even know each other.
It was a huge risk.
It was a
like,
huge risk.
We didn't know anything about each other, but
Wow.
there
Yeah.
was some sort, there's a click that happened.
Yeah.
So we followed our gut.
Yeah, we like knew each other for like 2 weeks and then we signed like the contract to open a business together. Could have gone very wrong, but we're very happy.
Yeah.
But you decided to go in that adventure. And
Yeah.
wow, it's been so
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
so far.
No, we're very lucky.
Wow. Yes, it's great to work with a friend and a partner.
Yeah.
But have you experienced difficulties or when you have a disagreement or maybe I want to go in that direction or maybe I want to do that? How do you deal with that?
I think
Has
like
it happened? Maybe.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
of
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I think like to the way we deal now with disagreements and everything is very different to the beginning, because in the beginning like we started the business like really fast. We realized okay, we have a really like great connection everything, but still like you need to get to know the person. How is this person reacting in disagreements if something isn't all right? You really need to like learn how to deal with
Mm.
anyone, because everyone is different, everyone deals
Yeah.
with problems differently. But I think we both always were like open to talk and
Yeah.
everything, and
And open to learn from each other. So maybe
Yeah.
there's one thing that, she's better at or I'm better at or vice versa. And then you kind of learn from each other and you improve and you get over those obstacles and you communicate. And you also have to be a little bit more, you have to accept compromise, because if you
Yes.
accept the compromise, then we have a funny example that we thought about. It's, for example, the pink neon signs in Form. I love pink. I'm obsessed with pink. And I really need some sort of pink in Form. And she's not the greatest fan of pink. So
Oh.
now
Thank you. You see our
the
studios.
compromise was making hoodies that were a different color apart from pink.
Mhm.
So you see, there's a little
Yeah.
bit of
Yeah.
for
but
everyone.
If I would have let her design everything, it would
There would be more
everything
pink.
everything pink.
I'm a big fan of pink.
Yes,
too.
yes.
It's very girly.
I know I'm
But,
not girly, but it's
no,
okay.
it's
It's
cool.
it's like it fits the vibe and everything, and I like it also. Like
But you complement
our
each
thing.
other.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, you have a pink vision maybe, and like
Yeah.
in the colors,
Yeah.
but you have other
For
things.
sure. Yeah, you need to learn also to let go and like, like, okay, maybe in this everyone has different opinions, likes different things. So maybe this time, okay, let's go with this color. And then next time it will be the opposite of what something else that you want.
Totally, totally. And especially when you're working with a friend and is your partner as well, stress comes and it you don't know the reaction of the people until you go through that bridge. I think you have to go through so many things to
Mhm.
really get to know the person. But
Yeah.
for now, you have
Yeah.
overcome all
Yeah.
those
Yeah, and
obstacles.
it's a risk because you're like, okay, if something happens in the business, what happens to the friendship? You're not trying to hurt either
Exactly.
or.
Yeah, and vice
So
versa.
it's
So
you have to really be careful and take your
yeah.
time and think about
Yeah.
what your actions are.
Yeah, but now I think we're really good at like communicating. Like before you actually feel a certain way,
Mhm.
we already like
Talk it out.
talk it out.
And for example, you have your classes, you have your meetings, like, okay, where's the direction of the business? And after, like, hey, I'm gonna pick you up, let's go to the movies or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Do
literally
you separate?
that. It's you switch from one second to the other. It's like, but
Yeah.
form is a part of our lives, so it's
Yes.
not even. It doesn't even feel like a heavy workload. It's just part of us now. So we'll
Yeah.
talk a little bit about form, and we'll talk about our vacation.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful
Yeah.
mix. It's just
Exactly.
natural.
Yeah.
You're lucky because sometimes it could be hard. It could
Yeah.
be, not as natural, not as
Mhm.
flowy,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
glad. And since you're learning,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Um,
It's everything like flows in together, I think. Like it's very hard to like just separate 100%. Like, okay,
Yeah,
now
because
it's friend time, now it's business time.
It's
Because
business time.
like
yeah,
the friend time helps the form time.
exactly.
Because the closer we are, the better we get ideas for cute content and, for even classes. When we travel, we try different workouts all around the world and it gives us inspiration. And so it's very good.
It brings
helps.
richness to your world
yeah.
Yeah.
and it flows. You were saying that this is a question for both of you. Have you expected like any difficulties or challenges unexpected in your life? You were saying that you were pursuing a career in ice skating
Mm-hmm.
and life
Yeah.
had something else for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think like that's definitely something that shaped me a lot where like I had to like completely change my life, think what I do. Then I didn't want to have anything to do with sports or movement for like 2 years or something because then I was like, oh, if I can't do this, I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
But then with my surgery, I had to do physiotherapy. And actually, that's how I got into Pilates.
So a challenging experience became
Became an
different
opportunity.
path.
Exactly. And maybe, and probably like if this wouldn't have happened, like things happen for a reason.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. And for you as well, Nina, you came here
Yeah.
for an ex-boyfriend,
No,
and then
for sure. And I was super young. I was 24 when we started Form. So for me, like I always had like people in the back saying, "Oh, she's too young, like it's not going to work out." So I think like proving to myself that I could do it just made me want it even more.
of course.
And I think it just proves that you can do anything if you like really love what you do.
Yeah, I think the age thing is a really big challenge. If we're like in our tracksuit,
People don't take us
no
as
makeup,
seriously.
yeah.
They see us as babies, so they're like, "What do you mean they have like 4 studios, 5 nearly?" Like
Yeah.
they don't believe it because they're like they don't have the experience and blah blah blah.
Yes, but how can you have the experience if you don't go
And
through
try
it
it,
and try it,
exactly.
like Come
Yeah,
on.
it's the same thing when in like companies they want to hire someone really new and like that like
Yes.
studied everything but has 10 years of work experience. Like it just doesn't work. It
It
doesn't add
doesn't
up. It
match.
doesn't add up. Yeah. So yeah, I think like now it's getting better that like we
Yeah.
have like a successful business running, so people take us more seriously. But still to this day, sometimes the age thing is always, and I think
Yeah.
we like
Yeah,
when
but
we look
age,
like babies. So
but age is just a number now.
exactly,
I mean, it's
exactly.
like when I started this podcast, it's like, oh my God, but you're over 40. And I'm like, what? Is it like my time is done?
Done. I can't start
Like,
anything new.
yeah,
I
it's like
think.
I'm old. Should I go to my room and just what? What should I
Yeah.
do? It's like this is
Mhm.
age is very, very
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yeah.
Like
For sure.
it's like nothing. So and in that, do you have like a source of support and community or your family, your friends, partners? Who has been your biggest support?
I think definitely my mom was always there rooting for me. My husband, he has been a big fan of our project and everything since the beginning. So much that that he even quit his job and now
Wow.
is working with us. So
He's working with
he's
you?
working with
Cool,
us. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
He's in the administration
Yeah, and
business.
finance because at some point
Finance.
it was always just the two of us. And then at some points we realized, okay, this is
There's so many parts to having a
yeah.
business. So printing invoices at the end of the month for us was like starting to get a lot while teaching on the side, creating content,
Yeah.
hiring
Yes.
teachers. It was a lot. So
Yeah.
his help was
Yeah,
really,
and
really
his
good for
background
us.
is in finance. So it was like we were looking exactly like these tasks and he could fill them. So it works really well. Like was super happy.
So it's a great adding. It's part of the
Yeah.
team now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Because at some point we also realized, okay, maybe we could do that part also, but then we would have to stop teaching or teach less. And
Yes.
in the end, I think you need to focus on what you're good at and do what, and I think, and we're really good at teaching. That's our strength. That's what we love, what we're passionate about, to be in the studio, to meet our clients, this whole engagement with community. So I think it's good. It would be a shame for us to go away from this and do other tasks. You need to find help that can
Yes.
complement your strength.
Totally, because when you are doing what you do, you cannot focus only on like administration and bills and everything, all the invoices coming in. It's like you want to be there
Yeah.
Yeah.
for your community. You want to be there for your students. And also like physically, it takes a lot of strength.
Mhm.
Yeah, for
So you're
sure.
building strength, but you're also
Yeah.
like, okay, I have one class. How many classes do you have per
8 to
day?
10. 8 to 10 classes a day, like in the whole studio.
Oh yeah, but us
And you
teaching
Us
teaching
teaching
3 to 4.
3
3
to
to
4
4.
classes,
Wow.
and then there's privates and everything.
You
Yeah.
have private lessons of on top
Yeah.
of
On
that.
top of that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So you're juggling all running around.
All
Yeah.
roles for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the most rewarding part about being a Pilates teacher and business women?
I think for us, the most rewarding part is just seeing our clients walk through the door. They could have had a really bad day, and then when they leave the door, they have the biggest smile on their face. They're so happy. They had a 50-minute class where their brain was just able to shut off, and they were able to do a dynamic class, give it their all, but at the same time, the music kind of carried them away, and it's become a safe space for a lot of people, and we get that. We get
Yeah.
letters from girls for Christmas saying like, thank you so much, like this is my safe space. You make me feel stronger mentally and physically. So that's like insane for us to hear. It's so rewarding.
And also like to see the clients progress. Like we're so lucky we have so many clients that come like 2 to 3 times the week. Like you can see their evolution. It's crazy. Like sometimes I'm in class and I'm like, and then after class I go there, I'm like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
impressed like by your progress. You're so strong. And I feel for us it's really important, like women, to empower women. Like you're supposed to feel strong and physically and mentally, just as you
Mhm.
said. So if we can like help something with that,
Contribute.
contribute to that, yeah,
Yeah.
this is really rewarding.
That's wonderful. I have the same with my yoga students. They come like I think they're distracted in their own world, or they're like
Mhm.
very busy, or
Yeah.
they're stressed, or they feel like shut down. And when you see that, like that feeling of just like, oh, I just allow myself to be present and just be here in the moment. That's
Yeah.
beautiful because you contributed to that
Yeah.
person's
And it
life.
and it can change. It
It
can
can
change
change.
your whole day and
Even for us as teachers, to be
yeah,
honest, we can
Yeah.
have a shitty day and like
Yes.
have a
for sure.
great class and feel all of these people's nice positive energy, and it also changes our days for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes. And it's like a flow of good energy,
Exactly.
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
180 that degree
Yeah.
that goes and comes.
Yeah,
So
for
what you
sure.
put your energy into, you always
Yeah,
you receive it.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful because this is about a wellness space. Radiant
Exactly.
living is about that. Do you have any tips that you could share for people who are starting their wellness journey?
Do what you love. You're gonna spend 24/7 of your like time thinking about it, so you better really like what you do.
Yeah, I think like if you want to make changes towards a healthier life, more balance, I think you cannot just like say like turn your life upside down 100% and like okay, now I only do this and everything is new. Like I think like step by step you can implement some little habits and everything. And also don't compare yourselves to others because exactly like you say, if okay, maybe Nina likes running and for her it was really good and it like makes her feel good. And then but I maybe don't like running. So why would I pressure myself to also run? Like
Exactly.
find a routine that you love because if you want to make changes that last,
You have to be unique.
yeah, and it has to be you and you have to be happy with your routine like otherwise it's not a healthy life, I'd say, if you force yourself to be in a certain little box.
You'll be pretending, right? It's like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
For example, my husband plays tennis
Yeah.
and he doesn't like yoga. He doesn't like
Yeah.
practicing yoga. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't like tennis. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, but
Yeah.
It's okay.
it's
Exactly.
okay. It's,
For
Mhm.
sure.
and what has worked for you? It's like, do you have a healthy routine or you wake up, you have like breathing exercise or meditation, or do you like, I'm just saying words, but what does work for you?
I think for me like something that really changes my day is that I wake up always like 20 minutes, half an hour earlier than I actually have to. So I have time to, I get dressed, I have my coffee. If I have time, I have a little breakfast. But like,
Earlier.
even if I teach at 7 a.m., I'll wake up half an hour early so that I can start the day in peace
So
and
you're
not
not
already,
rushing into
and
your
I'm not
day.
running behind schedule and running late. So this for me is like,
I'm not as much as a morning person as Lara, but I have learned to become. So I do wake up earlier. That definitely helps to set the day. But to be organized, I write things down. Like
Wow.
whenever I think of something, if I don't write it down, you tend to forget.
Yes.
So by writing things down, you get to look back at it and you remember, okay, I have to do this. So it kind of, it's like that expression, like if you have a clear mind, you have a clear life.
You have a special notebook, a
Yeah.
journal to write.
Yeah, just like a notebook where I even planned this podcast.
Ah.
Yeah.
So cool.
Mm.
And talking about that balance, what does it mean balance to you?
I think balance, like our life is so focused about wellness, healthy. I think people always expect us to be like that we're only drinking smoothies and only eating salads and like every day go home at 8 a.m. and sleep and but like you it's not a sustainable life that way. Like you need to have some fun. Like there's space for everything. Yes, we're like Monday to Friday, we work hard, we teach, we try to eat healthy, you try to be
You have to honor every area of your life. So you really cannot overpower one more than the other. By only drinking green juices and only eating salads, at some point you're going to be all sad. So you really need that balance.
yeah.
And I think for us, that's like the perfect harmony is living each area of your life to its fullest so that you can actually enjoy
Yeah.
each and every one
Then
of
the
them.
weekends we like to go to restaurants, always new places. We like to travel.
I
Also,
saw you
like
were
go.
traveling. You went to Miami, right?
Yes,
Yes,
it was
that,
the
that was
best.
the perfect example of
Yes.
balance.
Yes.
It was actually our first vacation in 2 years, our real vacation.
Wow.
It was meant to be a week, and we extended it by
Yes.
another week.
Beautiful.
Yes,
It's like,
extend
yes,
exactly.
cancel that. I'm
Yeah,
staying.
no, because actually it was supposed to be a trip to do some research, to
Mhm.
try all these new classes, because there's a lot of mat studios, mat Pilates studios also
Yes.
there. And then I don't know, we just liked it so
Yeah.
much, and we
You went to the beach.
went to the beach, and then like, oh, maybe we can extend a little bit to have a little bit more of the other side, a little bit more going out, going to bars, going out, beach, swimming,
having
yeah.
fun, enjoying
Having
your
fun,
life,
exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
being friends.
Yeah.
The link that started
For sure.
everything
Yeah.
to sparkle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important to
Yes.
keep that as well, for
Yeah,
sure.
we can't forget. We always try to remind ourselves, like when we're like so busy with work, we're like, okay, now like let's take a day, let's do just something, the two of us, where it's not work related.
I try to respect my Sundays. I try to not like talk too much about work on Sundays.
That's
So
good.
at least it's one day where you can breathe out a little.
Yeah.
No, but also I think you remain true to yourself. I mean, you're in the wellness space, you do that, but also for mental health, for your own sane, is like it's good. If you're not good to yourself, if you're not rested mentally or physically,
Yeah,
how
for
can you
sure.
be just go and teach?
Exactly.
It's
For
like
sure.
you need that recovery,
Yeah.
restore. You're like, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
And then you project what you want to transmit.
Exactly.
And so, what's next for Form Studio? What's on the bucket list?
So I think two things from the bucket list are going to be ticked off this year.
Yes.
So we're going internationally, which was in talks and like
Drum roll.
so, yeah,
no,
Oh,
it's super
yeah,
exciting.
we're
so
opening
happy.
our first studio in Brazil.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
in São Paulo. We just signed the lease contract.
That's
And
huge.
yeah, and the renovations are starting soon, and probably by the end of the
Well
summer.
done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, so that is super exciting.
Why Brazil? Because of your connection
Yeah, exactly.
before?
Both of us have a connection to Brazil. There's a huge gap in the
Yeah.
market.
They are so fitness savvy, and we tried the studios there. And to be honest, we thought that Form really has its space there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh,
very
you speak
exciting.
Portuguese? You do?
Yeah,
I
I
understand.
understand.
I understand well. After like basically being with her now since 2 years, I'm starting to like speak it better.
Yeah, no,
But
you're
yeah,
doing great.
step by step.
For sure. For sure, yeah.
Wow, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of
Yeah,
you.
no, we're
Like I'm
super
really
happy, yeah. And then also
Retreat.
our retreat.
Yeah,
yes.
in October we're hosting our first ever retreat. So it's like 21 people. We're doing it in Ibiza. So it's very, very exciting. We're
Wow.
planning just the perfect mix of wellness, Pilates. We're even bringing our manager from Zurich there, and we're going to be teaching some classes. So it's going to be super
Yeah.
exciting.
Beautiful. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Can I come?
I think there's one spot left,
Yeah,
literally.
like I think we have
One.
one room,
So
so
it's sold
Yes,
out.
all
sold
sold
out.
out.
All right, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and then also we've been wanting to open a space on Rive Droite
Yes.
here in Geneva for a long time, and it's finally happening in
Yeah, like
2
2
weeks.
In 2 weeks.
So probably once
Wow.
this is up, we're already gonna be open. Yeah, in
Yes.
Paquis,
Okay,
Place de la
great.
Navigation. We're opening a really huge space, the biggest now.
Yeah, 9
Um,
reformers.
Wow, that's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
You're kicking it, girls.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. I'm really, really, really
thank you.
excited for all the things happening and coming
Yeah,
your way. You
thank you
should
so
be proud
much.
of your life and
Mhm.
proud of what you do. It's hard
Yeah.
work. It's
Yeah.
No,
consistency.
for sure. Yeah.
It's opening ways. And
Yeah.
in this sense, what would you recommend to young entrepreneurs or people who are starting their business?
I think 3 main takeaways that I would probably give are, as we said, make sure that you're doing something that you love. Make sure you have a strong partnership and bond with your partner, because I think that's really going to help you go that extra mile, and you need to rely on those other people. It helps you. And the third one,
I think like really find something that you're like really passionate about, because it's gonna be, if you're gonna take this leap of faith and be like, okay, I'm gonna start my own business, like you better love what you do when you're passionate about it, because it's gonna be your life. It's gonna be everything. It's gonna be everything you always think of. And if it's something you don't like, you're not gonna be happy. So it really has to be like something that you love. And also I think even for us, even if we're like struggling with this, like you're never like too young or too
Yeah.
old or too something. You can start something at
Take that
any,
leap of
yeah,
faith. Really
you can
take it.
start at any point in your life. Doesn't matter what you were doing before. Doesn't matter if you haven't done a lot before, but you're so passionate about something. So like go for it.
Yes. And Nina, how do you stay motivated and disciplined?
For me, how do I
Yes.
stay motivated and disciplined? I love what I do. So for me, it doesn't even feel like work anymore. Yes, sometimes it's tough. Like before opening a studio, it is longer hours in the day. It is more organization and planning, and sometimes more arguments and fights. But I always am motivated to like keep going because I love form. So it's our little baby, you know. So
Yes, that's
it's really
growing.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
flourishing.
Yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. So I have a little game for you if
All
you're up
right.
to. It's a playful kind of questions about yourself. You have to answer what you think she's gonna reply. Like, let's see how well you know each other.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
I need to answer
Yes,
what I think is her answer.
Mhm.
exactly. You ready?
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, number one. What's her karaoke song? Her go-to karaoke song? Let's see. Let's find out. And you have to show me. Nina. She hates karaoke.
That's why I don't know any songs. I usually I don't know songs that have lyrics. So because I'm
Okay.
more into
Good, good.
Yes.
What was your answer?
Oh my god, yeah, this is really she's been begging me to go to
Yes, I
karaoke.
have.
You don't like it at all.
No,
Okay,
I don't
it's
know.
not your thing.
It's not my thing.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
that's
Never
really
done it
hard.
before.
I really don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know, something Taylor Swift, or like something like more
Would
recent.
that be something Taylor Swift?
I don't like Taylor Swift.
But we've never been to karaoke together, so
Yeah,
I'll give her
I
that.
really don't know.
Okay, that's maybe one plan. You have to go. You have
Mhm.
to
Yeah,
try at
I'll
least.
try. I'll try.
Okay, good. Next, what would be her fake slash alias name? A made up alias name. What do you think?
I don't know.
Her fake made up name.
Let's find out. We'll see. Lara, are you ready? Okay. Nina, you start first.
Just her middle name, Olivia, because she's always wanted it as a first name.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a beautiful
that's true.
name, Olivia.
And I think Blair, because I think you love your headband. So for the reference of Gossip Girl, I think it's like sometimes your alter ego.
Oh, cool. That's a great show, by the way.
Yes,
Gossip
the
Girl.
best.
show.
What's her favorite beverage or drink? Let's see. Let's find out.
Cappuccino for Laura.
Cappuccino for Lara. Is that
Cannot
true?
live without.
Cool.
But it has to be pea milk.
Okay, it has to be pea milk. That's great. Good. And yours?
No, you're getting all of this wrong.
Show
No,
me.
but for drinks. She was saying something
Champagne.
like
Oh, I love
daily.
champagne.
I love also
No.
like an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be like margarita.
Margarita on the rocks or
Mm.
frozen.
Ooh, frozen is good.
Frozen is
Frozen
good.
is very good.
Okay, next one. What's the emoji she always sends when you're talking on your WhatsApp? Hey, what's going on? What's the emoji you always send?
Please get this right.
Mm.
Pink or a white heart?
Yes,
Oh.
orange heart.
You see the pink? Yeah.
Good. That's great. Bravo, girls. Yay. And last one. Who is her celebrity crush?
We had this in a game.
We played a
played a
game.
game.
A week ago, we had this question, and I couldn't tell my celebrity crush.
No
They've
celebrity
changed
crushes.
since I'm like a 14-year-old girl.
You're
It used to
old
be like
time.
Justin Bieber when I was 14, and now
Definitely.
I'm like, no.
Now,
No.
now it's hard.
Or like Bradley Cooper or something. But
Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper.
he's also getting old. So I don't know. They change.
they change.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
We both age. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
guys.
sure.
So we evolve, but yeah, it changes. So who's the ultimate celebrity you would like to sit and have coffee with? Or margarita.
Or a margarita.
Yeah.
I think when I say Kim Kardashian, it sounds very like, I don't know, but she is like whatever she does, no one was taking her seriously. Everyone thought she is fake. She's doing, but honestly, her businesses, she's so successful.
Yes.
And yeah, and she was always the center of critics. Like that's hard. But she is, yeah, I
She's
was
determined. She's
so determined. Yeah, and she doesn't let anyone
tell her what to do.
tell her what to do, and she's just doing her thing. So I really admire that.
Wow.
So yeah, I think.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe some sort of DJ because music plays such a big role in our lives.
Yes.
And so I think maybe just asking questions about where they get their inspiration from and
Yeah.
everything. I don't know. I could list you like 10, but I wouldn't have one.
Yeah.
I'm having a phase of John Summit right now, but then I would also love to meet
Yeah.
Solomon or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're really into music. Like if you've ever been to Forum, you'll see.
Yes, I've been to one of your classes.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
it was
music
hard,
is
but it was
every
good hard.
week we create new
Yeah.
playlists.
You curate the music.
We make
Exactly.
playlists every week for like the types of classes. So we're basically part-time DJs.
Yes, we are definitely.
Do you like going to concerts or do you play any instruments or
Yeah, we like to go like always when we're in a bar or in a club. Like we like to go out and like go to festivals, and you're always gonna see Lara and Nina on Auto Shazam, Shazamming all the
What's that?
songs. And then the next day you go through your 6 hours of Shazams and see what you can filter out and put into your playlist. So
That's
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Music is, I think, the best form of art that is there. I love
Yeah.
music. I grew up with my dad used to be a musician. He passed away, but he left this legacy. My brother plays the drums. Now I'm married with a husband who plays the piano and the guitar.
Oh,
So
that's
it's an
amazing,
important
yeah.
part of life.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
please keep that inspiration. That is
of
just
Yeah.
so
No, for also us, like the music,
big.
it motivates you. It gets you out of your head. It's all part of the experience. for
So,
sure.
what's your go-to song? It's like, yes, this is my motivation song. You gotta have at least a couple, or in a genre
My
like
favorite songs?
You're
have-
asking so many.
Rufus, Inner
so
Bloom.
many.
Definitely Rufus
Rufus
Du
Du
Sol for
Sol,
us
Inner
is
Bloom,
a very
yeah.
big one. Inner Bloom, yeah. Then I do love to hear my old school Britney Spears when I'm not with Lara. That's like boosting me up.
Which one? Baby, one more time.
No.
Crazy.
I would say there's one called Radar. Radar is very good.
Yes.
It's low key, but it's good. And then because I said John Summit, I have to say
Something you do have to say. You have
Yes.
to say. We always have this debate. Nina wants to put some more
Girly
That's why I
song.
put the Taylor Swift, because she just told me this morning. I put an acoustic version of a Taylor Swift song in a cool down playlist, and I was like,
No.
No. no.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to have one.
Yeah.
But you get inspired. You are
Yeah.
inspired by music, and it's important to have it in your studio, in your
Yeah.
class, in your life.
Yeah, because usually like all these like songs that we get, like we hear them someone in a place, they're not even from like a famous artist or something. It's all like things you maybe haven't heard that we haven't heard until this first time we hear it, we like it, we put it into our playlist, and the next week it's already gonna be new songs.
Oh, That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Can you share the playlist?
No, no,
No.
no. We're
That's secret,
very
yes.
protective of our
No,
playlist.
that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. If you want to listen to the playlist, you have to come to class.
Exactly.
So show up
Yes.
to class and you'll find out.
Exactly. That's it.
That's great. I wish you all the best for the present and the future. You guys
Yeah,
are
thank
an
you so much.
inspiration. Business women, pretty, beautiful, strong, smart.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. Keep doing what you're doing and keep inspiring people.
Yeah, thank you
So
so much for having
stay
us, really.
focused.
That was
Thank
a very
you.
fun chat.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. And this is it, Lara and Nina. Thank you so much. See you. Thank you.